Hello, what's up YouTube? Back at it again today for another stream. Today we're working back again on the Neurosama clone recreation. And yeah, Subsect, you have recreated Neuro? Well, that is awesome. Glad to see that people out there are also working on this type of thing. So, good to see. My volume is a little low. Let's see what's going on with my microphone. Alrighty, microphone volume should be back up 75-ish. Alrighty. Let me just go ahead and pull it up what I've got so far, and then what I got for the next work session. Okay, so what you guys see on the screen right now is Higgs Audio. It's a text-to-speech engine that I was going over earlier this week. I actually think Higgs Audio is pretty good. It's pretty fantastic, and I would actually like to be able to use this for the project. The only issue is that there is a decent amount of latency on this. So today we are going to be looking at text-to-speech and different text-to-speech options. So and give me one moment. And the big thing is just latency. So if I'm not able to bring down the latency on this text-to-speech, maybe I will go ahead and go back to DMO speech, but I don't know, we'll see. I'd like to be able to get this model going just because it sounds fairly natural. Huge latency grabs chair and leaves. Apologies, yeah. Wouldn't want you to have to interact with it in chunks. Alright. Let me go ahead and pop open the previous instance of the progress. So, alright. This is where we left off last time for the Neurosama clone. So we accomplished making the kind of the boilerplate for the controller, and then the text-to-speech module now acts as a server or a service to accept API requests and return TTS back. So we got that set up last time. So we have some of these next steps, which is do the next modules as services or servers. However, what I want to do today is actually just focus a little bit more on text-to-speech Higgs audio and see if Higgs audio is actually, if the quality of Higgs audio is something I want to look at trying to optimize and speed up. Has Claude 4 been sucking for the rest of you guys as well? I don't use it by itself. It's been just fine on Claude Code. I saw an email where they are cutting down on some server costs by lowering the amount of requests you can do for it, unfortunately. I don't know if that is adversely affecting the rest of the service. I assume it does. I mean, they're all connected. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I use it with Claude Code. And then, yeah. So this is the Neurosama repository. But I am actually going to hop back into Higgs audio here. So we've got Higgs here. And if you tuned into the previous live stream, we went and tried a few things with Higgs audio. The conclusion that I came to with Higgs is that Higgs is really good at taking a, let's say, like a reference audio and then copying that style of speech. It does kind of allow you to generate with a system prompt, but don't rely on the system prompt to guide your audio. You need to you would need to rely on your audio reference sample. So I'm gonna go ahead and launch this just to give you guys a quick little introduction if you haven't seen Higgs already. Just to give you guys a quick introduction into Higgs, and then we can jump into making it more specific for like audio files. Yeah, but it's as Cyberpunk said. I don't know how people are running Claude Code 24/7. They must be running on like the pro, like the big pro plan or something, the $200 one. Okay. Where are we at? So I have Higgs up here in this graduate interface, and I've got some text that I would like for it to read. This is just some great Gatsby, so text to generate. Throw this in here. We'll use the reference Belinda. First, I gotta load the models though. So it's gonna load the models up. You can see that it's loading some models here. Go back into Brave. Now there are some other samples that I want to try, but I haven't curated those yet. Let me see. What do we got? Okay. Okay, so this should be done loading. Now we'll just hop into generating the sample. So here we go, right here. I was like, so once things are loaded inside of Higgs, it seems to generate. It's relatively fast. It's faster than real time. So that gives me hope that we would be able to optimize this to be fast enough. But in the pipeline, there are also other components that are going to take a little bit of time to process. And if we combine all of those processes together, such as the auto speech recognition, the LLM for the text generation, and then the text to speech, that can add up to a decent amount of latency, which we don't want. But yeah, we'll just take a listen to this. System prompt, generate audio while speaking very slowly with lots of pauses. So let's take a listen. I clicked generate. Oops. Give me like another 10 seconds. Give me like another 10 seconds to regenerate that. Okay.
In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. He didn't say any more, but we've always been unusually communicative in a reserved way, and I understood that he meant a great deal more than that.
Okay, so that's a little snippet of Higgs, and we can try to induce it to be a little bit more exaggerative by changing the system prompt. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But let's say generate audio while speaking in an exaggerated tone. We can go ahead and regenerate with that. So, like I said, it'll probably be possible to implement this into the pipeline, but the only issue is going to be that delay. As you can see, it's going to take about almost 20 seconds to generate this audio sample. That's 29 seconds long. So, let's take a listen.
In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you've had. He didn't say any more, but we've always been unusually communicative in a reserved way, and I understood that he meant a great deal more than that.
So, to be honest, it doesn't sound that bad. Um, I think this would be a very good model for like audiobooks. It's very consistent. It sounds fairly good for audiobooks. I think, this is something that I can implement into my audiobook maker, but that's a different project. Um, what I'm leaning more towards for like a AI assistant is probably something that's more real time that just doesn't sound as natural. Just for the time being, until I can really figure out maybe what I want. But yeah. Um, doo, doo, doo. What's up, Robert? TTS Web UI. Um, that's in the. How is the prompt following? In your experience, it does not care if I write written outside in a noisy area, etc. That has been my observation as well. It is generally really good at following the reference audio, but it's not that good at following the system prompt. I mean, I looked at kind of, or I was looking into kind of how it generates audio, and it's very interesting. So it has like a system prompt, then it uses, I guess we can go to the code, a system prompt, which is here, and then it places the reference audio as your user message, and then the actual audio file as the assistant message, and then the next generation uses your text to generate as the user, and then the output is actually the assistant giving back the output as the next token prediction. So I don't think, unless it actually really understands how audio sounds, the system prompt is going to affect it too much. So yeah, I found this really interesting. I haven't seen a text-to-speech system that follows the LLM, like that kind of follows like this LLM, what is it, conversation style. They generally do follow the same idea, where you have your audio tokens, then maybe your text tokens, then your generated then what you want to generate for text, and then more audio tokens. So it generally feels like it what is it? It feels, I mean, other models. What am I trying to say here? I'm just trying to say, like, other models are similar to kind of how it generates here, but the other text-to-speech models don't have a system prompt, is what I was trying to say. But I would hope, or I want to see if we can fine-tune a better, or fine-tune it to follow kind of what is inside the system prompt more so than what's inside of the reference audio. That would be my ideal text-to-speech model here. David, did I try the new Qt pipeline? No embedding model, but voice blending is possible real time. I haven't actually checked out the new Qt models. That's Moshi, right? Moshi Qt. Let's see. Updated 5 hours ago. I have not taken a look at this yet. Maybe I should, but are these are pre-fine-tuned models, correct? Given that, I wouldn't be able to use a voice clone. I don't know if we're able to do a voice clone with this one. But yeah, TTS Web UI, that's been my observation with Higgs so far. If you want to generate, it's kind of like, I guess, like the flow matching models. If you want it to sound like the reference audio, use a certain reference audio, and then the system prompt is there to further like amplify the reference audio. What's up, Crusher? Thank you for tuning in. New is unmute. New is unmute. Is that a? Oh, okay. Let's see. Make text LLMs listen and speak. Try it out. Unmute.sh. Unmute.sh by Qtie. Speak to an AI using our low latency open source speech to speech or speech to text and text to speech. Hello.
Bonjour, je suis Charles de Gaulle.
Bonjour.
Ah, bonjour, je suis le général de Gaulle. Je suis ici pour partager avec vous des récits de l'histoire et des moments marquants de ma vie.
Hello.
Comment puis-je vous...
Do you speak English?
Oui, je parle anglais. Je peux aussi parler un peu de français, mais je dois vous prévenir que j'ai peut-être un accent. Comment puis-je vous aider aujourd'hui?
I see. Okay. That was Charles. All right, this is interesting. Hello.
Hey there. What's up?
What's up, Moshi Qtie?
Oh,
Or
you mean
unmute Qtie.
Qtie? Yeah, I'm just here, ready to chat. What's on your mind today?
Alrighty. What's going on? Oh yeah, TTS for FBI. I can understand a little bit of French. He said "oui," right, and then something in English. I don't know how to say that. Let's quiz show. Hello.
All right, contestant. Welcome to the quiz show. I'm your host, and today we're going to see if you've got what it takes to win the grand prize.
Alrighty.
I'll ask you 5.
Whoa. Hold on. Let me speak. Can you be a little bit more energetic in your speech, please? Can you do that?
Oh, darling, I'm as energetic as a cup of cold tea on a Monday morning. Now let's get on with it, shall we? I'll ask you 5 questions.
No,
if you
don't
get them
ask
all right.
me any questions.
Oh, come now. Don't be such a spoil sport. You're here to play, aren't you?
Okay. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. That's fairly cool. User browser, backend, speech to text, LLM, text to speech. Let's see. We can use it locally, huh? These are pretty cool. Characters' voices and prompts are defined in voice.yaml. System prompt. Note that the file is... So it looks like you can do zero-shot voice cloning with this, I assume. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so each one has like their own system prompt. All right, well, this is another model to take a look at for this. All right, well, thank you for the recommendation, David. I'll have to take a look at this maybe off stream and see if we can get this set up. It looks like it's fairly heavy, 16 gigs of memory. My goodness. But I mean, to be fair, Higgs is about the same requirement, 16 gigs of VRAM. Okay, cool. Well, this is Docker Compose to run it. Okay, maybe I'll have to do Docker. I don't mind Docker, but I generally don't use Docker too much. Yeah, the UX seems kind of like from the 90s, little sci-fi. It's pretty cool. I know. There's always another text-to-speech model I need to investigate. At some point, it's good to just set the speech models off to the side and work on other stuff, which is why I'm working like on the Neurosama thing, because I've been wanting to work on something like that for the longest time. And I think something is adjusting my microphone dynamically for me, and I hate that. I think the Gradio interface inside of Brave is adjusting my microphone volume for me. Freaking crazy. I need to fix that sometime off stream. Hello there, Ken Kang. Are there any TTS recommendations for long audiobooks, no character restrictions, free to use, and also fast to process? Well, you always have a triangle of trade-offs, right? You got fast, quality, and then I forgot what the other part of it is. But anyways, if you're trying to get the fastest text-to-speech for long audiobooks right now, probably going to be like Style TTS 2. You get that set up locally, build out a pipeline to do it, or use my audiobook maker, and you can generate audiobooks with T2S. So you can do that there with Style TTS 2. Pretty soon you'll be able to do it with DMO Speech 2, hopefully. That is my plan, because that one, in my opinion, should be taking over Style TTS 2. Let me try something. Let me play this audio real quick. I think.
In my young
Okay. Okay. But yeah, that I went on kind of a tangent here with QTI unmute. Oh, my stream has dropped. Okay, my stream is back. So as I was explaining, one of the key components of any type of AI YouTuber streamer is you need text-to-speech audio. That is the current component that I am working on, and hope to continue the progress on today. So I have Higgs audio here, and I wanted to look into Higgs a little bit more, because I think Higgs has the opportunity to be a very good sounding model. So I wanted to play around a little bit more with it, with maybe some voices, but I have to see what voices I have available to use. Okay, so I don't want to actually curate any other new voices on stream, so I guess I'll skip over that. I'll skip over like the Higgs section and just go back into working on the Vtuber section, which is here. So TTS. So if we do if we go over what I did previously, I was able to get the TTS server running. So source TTS. So we'll go ahead and see if this is we'll go ahead and launch this. What's up, Ellen? Pretty new to programming. Was doing mainly web dev for 2 years. Use Linux on a daily basis. Want to learn more about AI. Which language would you recommend? I think a lot of stuff is developed in Python. So, I mean, I would say Python would be a good thing to be able to understand and read in order to try out a lot of these repositories that are being released. And unfortunately, I can't speak too much to programming languages. I am no expert either in programming languages. I know, I hear the word Rust being thrown around quite a bit, but, you know, I just do everything in Python. So that is just me. Am I using my own data or some library? Currently, I am pipelining many things together, and it will probably be a mixture of both. libraries and my own data and models. Okay, let's see what we got. Alright, so let's cancel this out. Okay, so I remember, okay, we can start the TTS server like so. You check the server status. Make this a little larger. Okay, so our TTS is now running. We can generate the audio. Hello, how are you doing? And then this saves the audio output here.
Hello, how are you doing?
So there is the audio there. So cool. We got the TTS service working and running. The next thing that I would want to do is be able to speak out the audio. It's automatically. So where are we at here? It's been a while since I've worked with sound file and sound device, so I don't exactly remember how they work. Import sound device as SD, but I'm sure we can get this going with the AI here. Let's see. So let's say main. Okay, ideally, yeah, I would want to read it out unblocking, so. Actually, I mean, I was going to focus more on text-to-speech here. But now that I'm thinking about it, I was going to do more of a deep dive into Higgs, but since I don't really have much to do with Higgs, I guess we'll actually just move into the next thing that I need to work on here, which is actually the LLM portion of the pipeline here. So let me go ahead and stop that function from running. Hop over into our empty LLM and get into developing this portion of it. So I should probably change the stream title. We'll call this and LLM. Text to speech and LLM. Okay, so as I had in the progress here, I need next the LLM module, so that's what's going to be today's hopefully achievement. I mean, I only have like 40 minutes to implement this, so 2025 working on LLM module. So to do this, I have to refamiliarize myself with how to exactly do LLM inference. So that's going to take a little bit of time, and hopefully we can get this figured out. We just need a baseline LLM to get this going, and we should be good to go. So see, for the smart voice mode, I can have more control over the voice. Loud room does nothing, but sweet female voice actually changes it for Higgs audio. See, one thing, I know I've seen this as well with Higgs. Some prompts do seem to work better than others. I'm trying to think, like, we would need to know the data set that it was trained on to know what types of prompting would work best with Higgs. I think that would be a nice little documentation sheet. That would be if Higgs could put out a sheet like that for us, that would be pretty nice, so that we can know what type of prompts to generally use and what not to use and what won't work, because right now it's kind of like you're just experimenting and seeing if it works. Customize Sesame TTS, but like, what do you prefer over it is all right but hallucinates too much? Sesame, I didn't use Sesame after a while. I thought Sesame's release was a little lackluster. Um, and so compared to the other systems out there, I just never really used it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. What's up, Andre? What's up, Arte Copo? Thank you for tuning in. Sleep Right, working on a YouTube project. We want to create daily long form ambient videos with philosophical and psychological narration. Generating longer passages without interruptions. So that is your main issue. Well, you're kind of running into an issue where every text-to-speech model has a certain context window that you can generate within. So most text-to-speech only allows you to generate up to 30 seconds. So you have to work in the current paradigm of text-to-speech limitations. And so you need to engineer or design a system that is able to, let's say, generate 30 seconds of audio, take the last 10 seconds of the 30-second audio clip you just generated and use that as reference for the next 30-second chunk. So you need to engineer a solution for that in order to generate long style text. That's usually how I've seen it be implemented. Yeah, because right now, these text-to-speech systems are basically just large language models. So remember, like ChatGPT used to only have like an 8,000 token context window. Now it's got crazy context windows like 120, 200, 1 million, stuff like that. But text-to-speech systems are still limited by that context window. Yeah, I had a little bit of a hiccup with my network a little bit earlier, but the stream should be back up. I don't think it's on my end. If you guys are getting a lot of drop frames, let me know. Higgs audio is really good. I'd recommend right now I'm recommending for people to try out Higgs audio so that we can kind of understand how it works a little bit better. Okay. So with that out of the way, I want to look once again back into LLMs, and I believe I'll have to relearn this. Llama CPP Python is something that we can use. Abbott Lens Llama CPP Python is something that we can use for a local LLM here. Requirements, Linux, CLang, Visual Studio. Okay. Source. Pre-built wheel with, okay, and we want to do this with CUDA. What is this system? Okay, so I wonder if I can do this with UV, because that's what I've been. It says use index instead here, so index. Okay, so I am still dropping frames. It is. Yeah, let me pop it up. I did drop frames like 3 minutes ago or something like that. So there was a section of the stream that should have stopped, but it should be back up. I did drop frames like 3 minutes ago or something like that. So there was a section of the stream that yeah, I don't know how much delay is on it for you guys, but it should be fine. At least now until a little bit later, we'll see. But I had the one instance, and it should be up and ready, up to go. Was able to implement the VAD thing today. Awesome, good to hear. Oh, all right, yeah, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, not lagging. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay. So we've got to figure out how we can get this installed via UV. Failed to build backend call to scikit. Is this something that I should be able to set this up inside of Linux without issue? Weird. Alright, this is where we'll go ahead and just whip out the LLM to help debug with this system. So, have I tried Zonos? Zonos fork GPT Sovets v2. That's a lot of stuff. I have not. There's too many forks of these TTS engines. Unfortunately, I have not gotten to trying that out. What is causing this issue here? Bringing it back to TTS, but resemble AI. Yeah, no, feel free to throw in TTS in here anytime. I'm always interested in TTS. Chatterbox released a preview of... Okay, the stream should have just dropped one more time. I think sending my messages to Claude... My messages to Claude here just killed it for a second, so... Let's see, but Resemble AI released a preview of Duet TTS, Naridia like speaker dialogue 4 hours ago on the Discord server. Oh, okay. I'll have to see. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I don't know what's causing the stream interruptions in this instance, so I'll just have to keep going with it and we'll just have to deal with it for now. Alright, Discord. Where's the Resemble Discord at? Duet TTS. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to take a look at Resemble's new model off stream. I'll take a look at that. Okay. Alright, let's see what happened here. This error is caused by incompatibility of UV's build system and Llama CPP's package. Different build parameter. Okay, interesting. Alright, we'll go with the suggestion here. Generally, don't like doing the pip install inside of UV because I don't know if you can do UV sync with pip installs, but alright, there we go. Extra index. extra. Okay, let's get this going in there. ChatGPT 4.0 mini high is crazy fixing Python errors, but I try to resolve myself because I hate recurring errors. Yeah, no, 4.0 mini is actually what I was using before to fix errors within Cursor. So you guys can actually see the Cursor browser right now. I was using 4.0 mini because I found that it is more comprehensive than Claude at debugging sometimes, but Claude code just blows it out of the water, in my opinion. So 3090 or 5070 Ti, whatever has more VRAM, to be honest. But 5070 Ti is more efficient electricity-wise, right? So I might suggest 5070 Ti if it has enough VRAM. 16 gigs. I think 16 gigs is enough, but yeah, it's really up to you. Yeah, 3090s are also old, so if you want to roll the dice with the old GPUs and see how that goes, it might work out. For example, install. Okay, so we've got it installed here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just copy and paste some code. Okay. I guess I'll create a models folder. I want to do this. I actually do want to do this in Windows, so I will have to eventually migrate this over to Windows. But let me see my Pi project. Okay, so there's no documentation of this, so I'll need to document this so I don't forget about it. Llama CPP needs to manually be added in pip with. Let's see if I run UV sync if it. Oh my goodness, it deletes it. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, we'll have to figure that out. Crap. Okay. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. You are welcome. If you have any other questions, let me know. Okay, LLM. Back to LLM. I actually have a model that I want to drag into here, so I don't have to download it. So let me reveal this, and then I'll put a model into here. I should already have. Actually, does anyone have a good like LLM local model to use? If so, I'll just go ahead and download that into here. Llama models, Giga. Okay, we'll just run this. Do you know of any comprehensive resources for producing audio datasets for text-to-speech? Like, there's a lot of tools that can be used nowadays. I don't have any recommendations, unfortunately. I have ideas on how you can build a pipeline, but no implementations for that, unfortunately. Gambare. Thank you, Lion Ryan. Gambarimashou ka. Download LM PY. Throw this in here. Okay. All right. From pre-trained, I can do local dir. Cache dir. Throw this into here. Okay. Let's go ahead and run this guy here. Okay. Where is my TTS? I should have my Hugging Face token in here. Oh no, I don't have my Hugging Face token in here anywhere. Well, let me go ahead and let me get that token into here, so that I can use Hugging Face to download some stuff. Oops, shoot. I'm gonna have too many freaking file explorers open. Excuse me. Reveal in File Explorer. Alright, and then I can open up this download models that. Okay, and then I'll be going back into the code here. I'm gonna zoom out because I feel a little cramped. I got too many freaking things open. Let me close out of some tabs. Alrighty, now we can go back into LLM and drag it to the side. Okay. We want to download some LLMs, right? So we gotta throw this in here. And then we need to import YAML. And then we need to UV add YAML, PyYAML. Alright, cool. So we can go and download Quen. Alright, I feel like I haven't looked at chat in a little bit. So some people using Gemma 3. That's Google's model, right? Or am I crazy? LLM for natural dialogue. Yeah, an LLM for natural dialogue. So, something that can, basically whatever personality we're trying to do here, would require a dialogue or a chat model. Mistral Small 3.1 24B. That's pretty big, isn't it? Gemma. Ryan 今 JPDB やっている120枚あるだけどなんとなく乗り切る Yeah, I have a bunch of cards left over too, and so but I thought I was getting through them relatively fast, but I still got to do some Japanese today. And I've been sidetracked with a lot of other good stuff. Gemma local is not good. Okay, not gonna use Gemma. Wish there was a way to use cursor in Unity. Yeah, I would definitely agree if we could use these. Well, I actually don't know. I don't know how that would work. How you would get Unity into cursor. I've never developed video games here. Smaller LLM, I'll have to find. That sounds very human. If I use 24B right now on my 8 gigabytes of VRAM, it will wake up and slap you. Oh man. Well, now it probably won't, but in the future it definitely will. Uh, once we get physical AI systems. Okay, so I saw Mistral. Alright, for now, we'll just go with this Quen model. We'll go ahead and oops, I need OS in here. For now, we'll just get Quen downloaded just to use. I also need to clean my computer because my my measly 4 terabytes of space is starting to get filled on my main C drive, which is absolutely wild. Yeah, these AI models take so much space up. It's ridiculous. I'm like, I have a total of like 20 terabytes of space on my computer, and my other externals are starting to get filled as well. Yeah, sometimes it's literally just data hoarding. It's not a good thing. So I gotta go through and clear some of that data so that I'm not filling multiple terabytes of space of trained models and stuff like that. Yeah, too much freaking space being used on my computer. Holy moly. That downloaded fairly fast. Well, that's pretty good. Okay. Well, Quen is downloaded. Sure. Okay. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me read through some documentation. I'm gonna look at some documentation, so I'll be silent for a little bit. But what am I using for the ASR? I'm gonna be using Whisper, probably Whisper Turbo, most likely for it. Gemma 3 has rich prose for SFW stuff. 2.9 has more literal feel. A lot of Llama 1 fine-tuned, natural tone, but poor function calling. That's okay. I've already resolved to have a single model for personality or for text responses, and then I'll be using probably a commercial model for tool calling, either OpenAI, Google, or what's the other one? Anthropic. Either one of those for tool calling. Yeah, 500, dude, 500 gigabytes of C drive space. I'm feeling claustrophobic nowadays. 500 gigabytes is so small. I could chew through like 300 gigs with like a fine tuning run. It's crazy. Oh yeah, I have tree size, Windows tree size, not the Pro version, just the free version. That's usually how I clear out my drive, but it's still pretty manual. Right, Quen, Phi, Llama 3.1 series have all combinations of being too technical, being sloppy in dialogue. That would make sense. I mean, I think they're maybe trained with a different purpose. I know Quen tends to be very good at coding, I hear. So new DevStral small is pretty good for tool calling if you're talking about MCP agentic stuff. Okay, I'll put that on the list to look at. I am definitely looking for ideas for maybe some local tool calling. You said DevStral, huh? DevStral small. Nice. Okay, cool. We'll have to look at this. Oh, look at that. Wow. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Okay. let me read through some of this README here. I'm gonna be just talking to myself. Pulling models. Okay, I pulled the model from pre-train. You can manage line tool, chat completion. Requires a model know how to format Llama class. If you registered chat ML, Llama 2 Gemma. Prompt using the following order of precedence. Okay. Okay, so we can do path to Llama 2, chat format Llama 2, chat completion. Okay. Create chat completion method of the Llama class. Okay. The high-level API supports. This is possible through the functionary. Pre-trained model chat format. Chat. The generic chat ML function calling chat format. What does OpenAI use for their OpenAI API documentation? Oh, they changed it a little bit. Input. Okay. Okay. Does anyone in the chat use Llama CPP at all? What are you guys using for the chat completion format? Or if you guys are using it, what are you guys using for the chat completion format? Yeah, 500 gigabytes. Yeah, you'll just have to you have to augment your C drive with some external storage. 2507 is the new one. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Claude, please clear my C drive. Hey, I was about to suggest that. Hey, one day we'll be able to just say, Mr. AI, please clean out my drive for me. But I don't know if it's gonna download. Just tool calling, you might get away with small LM3, IBM Granite 3B, mixture of experts. Interesting. Okay, I'll take a look at that. 256B. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds like a big Quen model, to be honest, huh? LCP, personally, I find using Pydantic AI the most ergonomic way to reliably get. Okay. Pydantic AI? That's not a model, right? I know Pydantic is a library. We have Pydantic. Okay. Okay, nothing. Oh, okay. Allows you to do structured outputs reliably for agents. Alrighty, installation. For LCPP, all you do on that end is just pass Jinja when starting the server. Okay. All right. Well, I'll look. Let me. I'll look into this. I'll do a I'll figure out how to do the LLM generation, and then this looks like it's gonna be perfect for like an agent framework, and then I'll go into it with I'll go into it after once we do a generation. So that'll be the plan. So let's use their reference code to get a generation going here. Let's go ahead and copy relative path. Uncomment to use GPU acceleration. Context window. Okay, I'll run this. You guys can't see it. Now you can. What is the meaning of life? Throw that in there. It responded back to me in Chinese. It's actually fairly fast. Oh, that's pretty quick. Is it using my CPU? I have it uncommented for GPU acceleration. Why is it using my CPU for? I had this issue with Llama CPP in the past where it wasn't using my GPU. Okay. It's a, I don't know, 420 max tokens. Respond back in English. Huh. Okay. So it's running on my CPU, and it's actually running fairly fast on my CPU. I mean, that's pretty good, huh? 246 tokens per second. Oh, no. 80 tokens per second. But I'm supposed to be able to run this on my GPU. I mean, it is a small model. It is 0.5B quantized at 8-bit. I mean, it like the speed that it's generating at, I basically launch it, and then it runs, and it's pretty instantaneous. It's pretty quick. So that's very interesting. Yeah, this is a pretty small model. So does it like if you're since you're familiar with Llama CPP, does it default back to CPU, or can I specify it to my GPU? Like it said to uncomment to use GPU acceleration, but it's not doing that. Let's see. Sorry, had to blow my nose for a second. You can configure it to GPU. All right. I think I mean I followed the comment here. It said uncommented, but the project is my name directly. Should be arguing somewhere to enable CUDA. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I kind of had a observation before with Llama CPP where it was not using my GPU, and I had to go. This is a long time ago. I had to go all the way back to like 2.6 something CUDA in order for it to work. Build Llama CPP directly. I mean, yeah, I did. I have it with the CUDA wheel installed. 99, you said, huh? Let's throw that in there. So 99 layers. Okay. Yeah, my utilization is still telling me, my task manager utilization is still telling me that the CPU is generating it. 1B. Yeah, it should have been the CUDA version. Okay. Alrighty, issues. Let's go. SI no GPU. Yeah. James Peng. Let's see. Okay, I'm not running out of memory. I'm just what version are we on? It's like if I build it in C++, that means I have to code in C++, right? Or have an API that's running in C++. Yes, disconnected again. All right, it is back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my my internet. It keeps going in and out, so it kind of sucks, but can't really do too much with that. CPP binaries have a server giving an API to pretty ergonomic. Most agentic framework. Yeah. Okay, I think API is the right way to run it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's the way that I am building. That's the way that I am building my the project, anyways. To have everything run via API locally. So that might work for this case. I think I just wanted everything to be encapsulated inside of the project here and not have to run it externally. Yeah, I think just modularizing everything, putting everything into their own components makes sense for scalability as well, and adding new stuff into the project. Okay, well, before I try that, I did see a reference to a library that might work. Let's say no GPU. Was it this one? Oh shoot, I realize I just got a reminder that I have to go do something, so shoot, I guess I'll have to leave the stream now. But okay, well, it was mainly just trying to figure out a solution for the LLM, but we'll have to get this figured out next time around for the LLM inference and what engine to use. There's a bunch to use out there. I was going to go with Llama CPP because I had used that previously in the past, but right now it's not using my GPU. But yeah, I got to go do some stuff. Totally forgot about it till I got my reminder. But yeah, for all you guys that tuned in, thank you guys for contributing and conversating, give me some ideas. I got some things to think about. So I will see all of you guys in a future stream, hopefully. So, all right, guys, have a good rest of your day. See you later.